Good afternoon, everyone. This is Harmeet from Sigma Picks. Thank you for tuning in. We're going to be going over our SPY, QQQ, and IWM ETFs and looking at the state of the market through the eyes of Elliot Wave. Let's get going. So, just a quick review that we were thinking that this could be somewhere a top could be forming, and we have seen a top somewhat transient top formed right here, and this diamond top also that was formed kind of gave us an idea. This right here, this diamond top gave us an idea that we could see a move down, and we were looking for the move down to this 431.19 area and the larger move down to this 429.34, 420.05 zone. Okay, so now we've gotten a few weeks in, 2 or 3 weeks in, maybe 4 weeks in, and we have kind of seen this move down. Okay, move back up, and now we're starting to see another wave down. This coincides with the fact that I think that we are going to be testing this 429, 420 zone within the coming few weeks or so. The one thing that you should also be very much aware of, that there is a cluster here. Okay, there is a cluster here, and that is just telling us that we could see it come down to that 420 level. That kind of looks like a bullseye, and it also coincides with this 127 at 420.05 and this 50% zone, retraction zone. The retraction is actually from here, this part right here, going down. Oops, let me just redo this. Just so this part right here and this move down right here is 50%. Okay, and that also states the fact that we can see this zigzag forming, which also coincides with this 127 420.05 area, and so we should just be mindful of that. This is also a big area. This is the expansion right here, the big area, and that would which is a very stereotypical A, B, C move that you usually see on the second wave in this scenario. So that being said, we know that there is a possibility that this intermediate third wave actually did end over here, and this primary fifth wave that we are in right now, the prime or not, I apologize, the minor fifth wave did end where this third wave is. Okay, so where this third wave is. So there is a lot of moving parts. What we have not seen is actually hit the support 431.19, which is this minute fourth wave that I need to see go pretty much be challenged and go through to say that yes, this is a starting, or this was a larger degree second wave of this cycle that we're in right now, and that would mean that the fifth wave is over and we could be getting ready for really the money wave, which is a third wave, the money wave, which we have not gone through yet. And you can go back and look at my previous videos if you like to. So a lot of moving parts. That we were also talking about Fed and what they would do, and at this point there is no real, I feel like there is no they don't know exactly what they're doing, to say the least. I think that they are, again, as they would say, they're very data dependent, and the markets have been showing it. But this move right here is indicative that we are going to move down in the next week or so, just to get some idea. We still have support here, if it falls through that in the next days, this sets up a nice short from 433 to 431, just to have a quick trade into this zone. There are a few ways you can trade it. You can always buy puts, or you can always just do credit spreads, or just short, or do, the your the reverse double Qs or double whatever that they have ETFs they have out there. So I am still hoping that we get to this. I actually would like to see it get to this 429, 420 zone. I want to see it hit and then move up from there. That means that there is a larger part where everybody would be coming in and hopefully getting us to this 479.98 by the end of the year and making all-time high in SPY itself. I also want to be mindful with the fact that this is just the first wave, okay, of the first primary wave. So this is the first primary wave right here that is ending. So that could also mean that we could see it challenge this 420, 421, 418 zone very much so, and go through it, because as we know, the first waves can also be your leading diagonals, even though this structurally does not look like a leading diagonal, but it can still go in and form of something of that sort. And we can have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave and going the second wave into the first wave and getting ready for the third wave. So those are your possibilities right now. I do want to see it again break through this 431 area and challenge this zone. So this is the most important zone for bulls to look at when they're looking at pullbacks and getting ready to move up. And for short-term traders, we know that if it breaks through this 443 zone, that we are most likely are going to be testing this area within the next few weeks. Okay, so let's go to our next chart. It is in the same boat, and like we have discussed by that this intermediate fifth wave could be over here, okay, and the third wave, the third wave could be over here, or the intermediate fifth wave can also be ending over here, giving us that fact that we are again in a larger downturn with the first wave right here, and that could also begin to come test this 313 area, even though we're quite a bit away, and a lot has to happen for the Qs in order for us to get there. But this is more of your stereotypical first wave that you would see within this larger third wave cycle that we have started in January. Okay, so we are still not we are in the money wave, the third cycle wave. Okay, we are in the third cycle wave, but we're still not in the money wave. So this is your first wave over ending, and then your second wave and going. If this truly is a second wave, we are going to be in the money wave. We are going to be looking at again the all-time highs for QQQs to go test 408.71 area and break through and make new all-time highs going into next year. Now again, the area that we want to see, that we would like to see not cross, if this is nothing more than just a third wave and going into the fifth wave, is not to break through this 357.59 level. And obviously if we break through this 348.18 level, we know that the fifth wave was actually ending over here. Okay, so this fifth intermediate wave ended over here, and we're in this more of a primary second wave and getting ready for the third primary wave within this third wave in this larger cycle. Okay, so these will take, this is the scenario that I am looking for the rest of the year. If we do end up breaking through this 408.71, I do expect it to go test this 430 I think that would be pretty much in the cards, and between 430 and 450 is very, very likely. And if we do stay within this congested area that we have developed right here, okay, that could also be something that we could look at setting up a Darvish trade moving forward, either up or down, knowing that we're just still in the first intermediate wave, that it could still test this 313 area, even though it is right now highly unlikely. But markets have mind of their own, and they could move anytime down, or you could have more of an impulsive move back up and leading us towards new time highs. Okay, so let's go to IWM. Nothing's changed. We have been watching this second wave for most of the year since January. It has been in this flat consolidation, dollars consolidation. Looks like we are right now in the midpoint. We are right now in the midpoint of this Darvas zone. Okay, that gives us a good retrieval to where we can set up some credit spreads or whatnot, and move with the direction of where the market is going to be moving, understanding that this is still within a larger Darvas consolidation and could be a while before it starts moving either way. I still think the IWM needs to start giving us some sort of breakup to in order for the markets themselves to move up also. But markets, as we have known this whole year, have moved up. The SPY has moved up, but the Qs have moved up. But IWM is still very stagnant, still within this Darvas area, and there is no clear-cut concession to where the minds of the big people, big players in the markets are when it comes to these small cap growth stocks when it comes to it. So let's see what happens with IWM. I'm still hopeful that we see it move back up and break through this 212 zone. For now, I think if we get through this 202 to 199 area, that would be a big win for IWM moving forward and get us on the right track for the bulls to move towards an all-time high. So the one last thing I want to also look at is our VIX that I've kind of added to it. We are still trading below this zone. Okay, we are still trading below it, and it's starting to have a lower threshold Darvas setup. Okay, and as I'm not sure if everybody's familiar with VIX. VIX is based off of options, near-term options for SPX. Okay, so what the market is doing is using SPX to hedge against everything else, and the VIX is based on the fact in the near term when there is high level of puts being bought, you're seeing the VIX spike. So, but market is not overtly hedged. Market is not in a fear mode. And market is still kind of understanding that, the fear has left the market. The hedges have come off, and that could give us a scenario for a grind up. That being said, since there is no fear in the market, if there was to be some sort of a black swan event, this really does, what we have to start seeing it get over this all-time. Now, this is not, I'm not showing it, but if you would go and look it up, the all-time average for VIX is of around 20 and 21. So if it starts going above 21, we want to be mindful the markets are going to be moving down quickly and fast. But if it stays within this 18 to 12 zone, we are most likely to see a grind up or a consolidation within the larger market set. Okay, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope this helps. Share if you like, and if you think it would help someone, and comments are always welcome, and I will talk to you guys later. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.